Don't quit your day job. Day job. Don't quit your day job. I feel like that's something that we all heard at least once as kids. And I want to talk about these harmless phrases that actually took us out of ourselves and made us feel judged and criticized for things that we love to do, and harmless criticisms that made us abandon a thing that we loved and enjoyed and maybe never came back to. Because as an entrepreneur or a spiritpreneur, you probably know that what you're doing is something that you might have been cycling in your head, don't quit your day job, about. Or you might have come across because you have been getting back to the center of yourself and all of the things that you really enjoy and that feel good for you. The family origins of this kind of thinking are so... they run pretty deep because they're definitely multi-generational. This idea that like you can't do the things that you love because it's either going to, affect your family, affect you socially, which affects your family, the ripple effect there, or is not necessary, like is not needed within the culture or the society that you live in. And what is white supremacist way to look at things? That only one kind of job, a doctor, a lawyer, a business executive, is going to make it. Wow, doesn't that fucking suck? If you have found a source of joy from doing what you love and creating a business around it and providing it as a service has felt like a calling for you, then having those things still cycling around in your head is a form of self-sabotage at this point. And I'm always advocating for self-compassion, which is the witnessing, compassion as far as compassion researchers define it. Compassion is the witnessing of suffering and the desire to relieve that suffering. It's not just feeling things and then moving on. So if you're witnessing your own suffering, and if you're witnessing how you're making yourself suffer by recycling words that have felt bad for you, then you might want to take a look at your origins, and you might want to take a look at and even journal some of the phrases that have stuck with you and hit you and landed on you. Because in my podcast episode that is going to be coming out with Chelsea Axe, she is talking about family origins of order and chaos, as far as, the things that affected us with that. And hi.
Hey.
And what we get to talking about are some of the phrases that made us feel like we were not allowed to do or to enjoy doing the things that we were doing and enjoying doing as kids. The example that I gave was when I was younger and I would sing, it might have only been like one time that my mom said this, but she said, "You're like me, the only person who enjoys hearing you sing is you." That just felt like, not only, now that I see it in hindsight, I'm like, that is a projection. That is her taking her own insecurities and implanting them in me. And instead of being the kind of parent who says, seems like you like singing. I wish I were a better singer. Do you want to, learn how to sing together? Or is singing something that you want to be doing? She shut me down. And she did so probably from a protective place of like, I want to protect you from other people telling you that you're a bad singer. I want to protect you from developing dreams around doing singing things. This is what parents do, is they project as a form of protection. And I want to make sure that not just in the Spiritpreneur Portal, but like in all of the spaces where I'm showing up, there is a conversation that is perpetually happening around where did you get this idea that you couldn't do something from, and how did it make you feel? Because she may have only said it once, and it made me stop. It made me stop singing. I wouldn't sing anymore. And I actually loved singing. I remember in elementary school, I was the child that the chorus teacher brought up to the front of the class, and next to the piano asked me if I could do scales. Do scales for the class. And it felt for me like she knew that I could do that. And maybe that wasn't true at all, but this is how like childhood memories play out, is you're telling yourself this story all the time. And if the story that you're telling yourself is, I'm good at this thing, then you're going to keep, where other people appreciate this thing or other people see me doing this thing, then I'm going to keep doing it. There is also the story that other people, like with my art, with my visual art, drawing, painting, sculpting, I was gifted in that. And that, being good at that and being told by a lot of people how good I am at that, put pressure on me to do it all the time, or to do it for others, or to do it for a grade. I mean, I went to an art school, I went to a magnet program for middle school because I was good at it, and I was trained essentially throughout elementary school, the last part of elementary school, to be able to audition so that I could get into that school. There is a huge pressure and a huge weight on us to fulfill other people's expectations when it's something that we're really good at. And then there is a pressure to not show up at all when it is something that we're not good at. The enjoyment and the pleasure that we get from both the things that we are not very good at and the things that we are naturally very good at could be exactly the same. And yet, because other people's criticisms and judgments take a toll on us and sit with us and affect us deeply in a way that as children we don't have any outlet for, because we're just sponges and we just fucking take it in. We end up putting value on certain things and also feeling shame or guilt or self-doubt when we don't when we show up in things that we were told we're not supposed to. I felt shame around wanting to sing and wanting to practice singing, and it took me years of my life. It wasn't until I was an adult that I started singing again, and it's probably only in like the past five or 6 years that I've been singing again. I was living with some roommates who were singing, and I would sit on the couch and I would listen to them. And I'm pretty naturally gifted at rhythm and music because I've been dancing my whole life. So like that's something that is a part of me. And they would be playing the guitar and singing and like harmonizing, and suddenly I would hear this other song. I would hear this other tune that I could kind of like overlap with what they were doing, and I just would very quietly start singing the melody or the lyrics that would overlap with that, and kind of do a mashup of two songs. And I started to feel really good about that because I wasn't judged or criticized. Nobody told me to stop. And after that, I recognized, like, I love doing this, and I don't want to stop just because other people don't think I can make money doing it, quitting your day job and shit. I don't necessarily want to make singing a job. That's probably another video for me of like, why is it that everything we do we feel like we have to monetize? But that's just capitalism, baby. I appreciated recognizing that something that I love didn't need to unfold for other people. And I noticed that my family origins of shame and guilt and low self-esteem and self-doubt were contributing to the order with which I was controlling how I expressed myself. And so like my inner like chaotic being of wanting to just like belt it out wherever I'm at, whenever I'm at, whenever I feel good about it, and not just like operatic belting in public, but you know what, there are some times when you just want to wiggle and shake, and you want to sing something out instead of say it. There are a lot of times when it feels better to express yourself in organic ways, in unexpected ways, and not just let me talk it out or write it out. Let me dance it out. Let me move it out. Let me sing it out. Let me just make fucking noises with my body and make weird gestures with my body. And just because I'm not good at it doesn't mean that it's not something that brings me joy. I enjoy it whether or not I am good at it. I enjoy it whether or not I'm monetizing it. I enjoy it whether or not other people enjoy hearing me or seeing me doing it. How important is that? Not just in life, but for being a spiritpreneur, for being somebody who is trying to follow their inner guidance. You really need that adaptation to whatever your inner guidance is telling you without the voice that is not your voice, that is somebody else's voice from way back when. Maybe they only had to say one thing to you for you to respect them and integrate whatever it is, whatever story it was that you were telling yourself after you received that message. Yeah, our family origins and foundations are so incredibly important to look at as a spiritual entrepreneur and as just a human being. I hope that if you would like to tune in to more of your family origins and those foundations, the foundations of toxic order and even toxic chaos, if you've had drama in your life and that's the reason that you never got to do the things that you wanted to do because you were always taking care of other people or being the helper or the fixer or the just like stay quiet and good so that you can, so that you're not adding to the mix of volatility in your home. Chelsea talked about this. If you feel like you had a toxic upbringing in any way, shape, or form, you want to jump in to the Divine Chaos course that is about to start August 8th, 8/8, the Lion's Gate, because Chelsea is going to start the course with her workshop on family origins of order and chaos. And actually, if you're into astrology, which if you're a spiritpreneur, you probably are, she is going to give a resource for how you can spot and identify family origins of order and chaos within your own natal chart, so that you can start to look out for different patterns and recognize where those voices are coming from and how you can reshape them and readapt, so that doing what you love to do and what you enjoy doing becomes yours again, because you deserve that. The link to that is in the caption here. I hope you at least check out the Divine Chaos course, especially if you are a white person and you are into reparations. I mean, we are providing a scholarship for a BIPOC person, identifying person. Identifying, it's not really, I mean, I guess it is an identity, but it's like, it's part of who you are, your skin color, right? And your, BIPOC person. Still just processing my own white supremacy and my own, like, my own approach to this. Not a perfect person, but I'm trying. If reparations feels good for you, then the general admission price for white folks is paying for a scholarship for someone who is BIPOC, which means, like, if you have a Black, Brown, Indigenous friend who would be interested in something like the Divine Chaos course, then you can bring them in for free. There's also, if you yourself are BIPOC, then there is a sliding scale for you, so that you can be a part of this and get not just be a part of the live workshops that are going to be around for 7 weeks, but for the 6 months after, when we have all of these emails and resources that are helping you show up and stay accountable to integrating all of the changes that you learn, because there are too many courses out here that just don't give a fuck. They just hand you the shit and they're like, here you go, good luck. We're actually supporting you in making long-lasting, long-term changes here. The 8 months over which the live courses, the almost 2 months that we're doing that, and the 6 months of follow-up emails, the 8 collective months that we're doing this. For BIPOC folks, the lowest price on the sliding scale means that you would be paying $8 a month for everything that you're getting from 5 speakers, from 5 different people who are going to give you tons of resources and almost a year of work, of spiritual growth, healing, play, laughter medicine, transformation, accountability, just showing up for yourself. Like, this is what we have created in the Divine Chaos course, and what we want to provide for you. So please go and check that out, because it is so fucking cool, and we're so excited to be doing it. And I so hope that you resonated with this message of checking in with your family, of your family origins of order and chaos, of control, of these social dynamics, and that you at least come and check out the Divine Chaos course to see if Chelsea's workshop is something that appeals to you, and see if the rest of us have something to say that you would want to hear, and that you feel like, that is a change that I want to make in my life. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking this time for yourself to hear and receive this message. I love you so much. You're so deserving of all the love you desire. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day. Mwah.